Why I can't comment, dog? Oh, here we go. How you doing? All right, now when y'all come on here, right? I need y'all to share this here live, G, 'cause this one right here finna be potent. You dig? I don't wanna hear nothing about it. 'Cause not only can I talk to y'all physically about all of this, I can talk to y'all spiritually about it as well. You feel me? And I got my scripts ready. So I'm gonna need y'all to come up in there. I'm gonna need you to send me a group invite. Oh yeah, okay, absolutely. I'm sorry. When I post the link on my page, you can request yourself, but I'm gonna do so. In the comment section right now, I'm gonna wait till a few more people get on here. But in the comment section, I pinned my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna tell y'all why at the end of this live. You know. But like I said, I'm gonna wait on a few more folks to come. If y'all don't mind, share the live. Cause it seems like y'all been waiting on this one all day. It's been people writing me out. They said, wait, you going live at 7:30, right? You gonna go live at 7? Yes, man. I'm coming. I promise I'm coming. I'm gonna get it to y'all, you know. And then, you know, at the end, we're gonna do our Q&A, or y'all can do it in the process of it or whatever, you know. But first and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto the Father in the name of His Son, our Christ, our Savior, our Anointed One, you know. And with all respect, with all peace and hope and love, you know, I pray you all come into a grave understanding of what we're about to talk about today. Okay. Now, I posted the caption, relationship stability, mental health, and growth. Okay. When it comes down to the ultimatum, the most important thing of them all that will hold it all together is peace. Okay. Peace is the ultimate thing to hold all of that together. If you don't have peace, your mental is messed up. If you don't have peace, your relationship has no stability. If you don't have peace, you can't grow, okay? The reason our ancestors traveled in the wilderness for 40 years, literally walking in a circle, is because he had gotten them out of Egypt, but he needed to get the ways of Egypt out of them before he sent them to his homeland, you know, to their homeland, their acquired land, you know. And I appreciate everybody here, if you don't mind, share it or whatever the case may be. But I want to read y'all a few scriptures. As I said, we're going to relate, you know, man to man, woman to woman and all of this. But I got to give y'all these scriptures first, okay? As I said, the ultimate thing of them all is peace, family, all right? So to start off, we're going to go to the book of John, the gospel. And we're going to go to chapter 6, verse 24. Y'all give me just a second. Well, as I said, you know, the ultimate of all of this is peace, okay? If you don't have peace, you ain't got nothing, all right? So I want to read y'all these scriptures from the book of John. We're going to go to John, the book of Philippians, 2 Thessalonians, Isaiah, Hebrews, Matthew, Deuteronomy, and then we're gonna talk, okay? Shalom, shalom. The book of John, chapter 6, verses 24 and 26. It says, when the people therefore saw that Jesus was not there, neither his disciples, they also took shipping and came to Capernaum seeking for Jesus. And when they had found him on the other side of the sea, they said unto him, Rabbi, when camest thou hither? Jesus answered them and said, Verily, verily, I say unto you, you seek me, not because you saw the miracles, but because you did eat the loaves. This ain't what I was supposed to be reading, bro. It might be 1 John. No, it ain't. Am I in the right spot? Because 14:27, I'm supposed to say the same thing. Give me just a second. I got my stuff mixed up. That's crazy, brother. That's crazy. All right. Okay, we ain't gonna do it like that, man. How we gonna do this is like this. All right. We cannot find peace in man, okay? And too much too often do we rely on man to give us peace, and that will be within our jobs, that will be within our relationships, that will really be within our families, okay? And with that being said, man fails us repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly, and this does something to our mental. It even becomes a form of mental abuse, okay? Because you yourself, like I said, we ended up putting a mask on. And the reason we put a mask on is because we don't want people to hurt the person under the mask. We don't want people to fool that person. You know, we want to portray a certain persona, a certain person, you know. So with that being said, the only way we could ever find peace is within our Father and Hamashiach, okay? Now, when when we get into the scriptures, you know, a lot of y'all don't necessarily believe in the Bible, you know, and I think that is where our error comes from in the first place, because we're Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed, not the world, not the Chinese, not the Asians, not the Africans. My people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, but because they reject knowledge. You dig what I'm saying? So it's our fault that we are on the bottom, okay? It's our fault that we can't rise. Two basic proverbs of life, one that's more pitiful than the other. The first is the best place to hide something from the Negro is in a book. But what book? You dig? And next, the best place to hide something from a Negro is in his work boots. Okay? So it's like they know what keeps us down. They know how to keep us down, you know, and we don't know how to get up. We don't know how to stand up, you know, and it's our fault. Okay? So I'm gonna see if I got the rest of these scriptures right, which I should have. We're going to the book of Philippians. You know, we're finna talk about peace. Okay? Because the only way your mental can be fixed, the only way your spirit can be fixed, the only way your physical can be fixed is by allowing the spiritual to rule. And we are all spiritual beings. Our flesh, our physical, and our spirit are battling every day. You dig what I'm saying? So we're going to go to the book of Philippians. And we're going to see what they got to say. Philippians 4, 6, and 7. It says, be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving let your requests be made known unto Yah. And the peace of Yah, which surpasses all understanding, shall keep your hearts and minds through our Hamashiach. Okay? So we can't rely on man. At any point in time, you could lose your job. At any point in time, you could lose that person that caused you peace, that job that caused you peace. It could be snatched from you. So that is technically, in a sense, it's not peace. Okay? When we put ourselves in the hands of the Father, when we know that the Almighty actually has us, his hedge of protection, Psalms 91, you know, there's nothing that could take us from that. Only yourself, because you would disbelieve, because you have been hurt, because you've been let down. Something that I like to tell everybody is that our trials and tribulations are a defining of our character. You know, when we're up, when we got everything going on, we love Yah. We love him. We love him. We love him. He's the most he's the most wonderful. He's the most great, this and that and the third. We also stop praying. Israel does this consecutively throughout the scriptures and everything, you know. But when we get down, all that faith we had, all that love and that belief, it goes out of the door when your tribulations start to hit you harder and harder, you know. And then that, like I said, instead of cussing God out, instead of going at it with the Most High, like we can't do, like we shouldn't do, we should evaluate ourselves, you know. Because afterwards, once the trials and tribulations are over, you may even feel guilty about everything you said to him. And that guilt is a tool of the devil to push you further and further away from him, you know. So now within that, you're abusing your mental. Your mental is controlling everything, okay? Your mental and your mind is controlling everything. So with that being said, we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very woke. The veil has to continue to stay above the eyes. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. To go further, and I'm finna elaborate on peace. That's the most thing that I'm doing right now, because as I said, if you don't have peace, none of the three can happen. You will never have relationship stability, because if there's no peace within your relationship, there will constantly be bickering, arguing, quarrels. You dig what I'm saying? So we're gonna keep reading real quick. We're going to 2 Thessalonians 3:16. And I've had some very personal conversations with people thus far, and it's the reason I I want to do these right here, because after this live, I want y'all to pay attention to my page. I'm gonna post a video of my homie and his baby mother, dog. Like we ratchet as a people, bro. We really ratchet as a people. But I want to talk to y'all, as I said, about how we are doing each other, you know. And the last thing that I'm going to read is going to be Deuteronomy 28, because there are curses that need to be explained. Okay, but we're going to 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 16. It says, now our Yahuwah HaMashiach himself, and Yah, even our Father, which have loved us and have given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts and establish you in every good word and work. Okay? Nobody can give you peace like your Father can give you peace. Nobody can take peace from you once you've given your Father you. Okay? Once that hedge of protection is around you, you must do your best to stay within it. You dig what I'm saying? As I told y'all, it could be snatched away from you at any point in time. So that peace that we think we have is not technically peace. Okay? Now, if the both of you are righteous, if the both of you can stay within line of the Most High, then that would be a peace poured on upon him. Okay, when we get into Psalms 23, when he says, anoint my head with oil, my cup overfloweth, all of this is peace. You dig what I'm saying? You cannot have growth if you don't have peace. You will constantly fall. If you don't have peace, there will be no relationship stability. Okay, as I said, you will constantly argue, bicker, and quarrel with your mate. And that right there is a form of mental abuse that you're causing to yourself. Your happiness, your peace, it all matters. If it doesn't, then you need to do what the scripture says and cut off your left hand if it is causing you to err. Cut out your eye if it is causing you to err. And peace is an ultimatum. Okay? It's not an alternative, it's not an option. It is an ultimatum. It is the final decision. Okay? So with that being said, we're gonna go to the Old Testament. Like I told you, it's not everything is in the New. We're gonna go to Isaiah, and then after that, we're gonna go back to the New Testament, to Hebrews, right? And I'm gonna relay some personal conversations that I had with people. I'm not gonna express names or whatever the case may be, but you know, this is honestly what brought all of this about, because yesterday was real crazy. I did something the day before yesterday that I shouldn't have done, and I had to apologize to a brother for doing so. Earlier that day at work, as I told y'all, I got that video of dude and his baby mom, and it's another dude talking to me about his baby mom. He want to be with her, he don't want to be with her, but he wants to be with her. She really wants to be with him, but she keep I'm finna break all of that down, why these problems occur, okay? And it's like I said, it's what we keep doing to ourselves, to each other, okay? And this is going to end with Deuteronomy 28, 58 through 65. Like I said, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah, and we're going to go to chapter 26, verse 3. It says, that will keep him in perfect peace. Well, excuse me, I'll start from 1. In that day shall this song be sung in the land of Judah and Yahudah. We have a strong city. Salvation will Yah appoint for walls and bulwarks, meaning strongholds. Open ye the gates, that the righteous nation which keepeth the truth may enter in. Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusts in thee. Trust ye in the Lord forever, and in the Lord Yah is an everlasting strength. Okay? So with that being said, like I gotta keep saying this. You cannot put your trust into man. Man will fail you every single time. Okay? And to elaborate, we're gonna go to the book of Hebrews 4:9. I have to push peace because that is the main three. That is the mainstay of the 3 topics in discussion, and we're gonna talk about it. You know, we're gonna get the scriptures out the way real quick, and then we finna talk like kinfolk. We're gonna go to Hebrews 4. We finna read 9 to 13. It says, "There remaineth therefore a rest to the people of Yah." Rest would be this peace that I keep speaking about. For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as Yah did of his. You dig? You can't keep relying on man, all right? Nor yourself. We have to follow the commandments and laws and statutes of our Father, okay? For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as Yah did from his. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest. Work to get into it. Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. That's common within itself, okay? For the word of Yah is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even into the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom he have to do, unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. Seeing that then we have a great we'll stop at 13. You know, that's a whole nother subject. But more importantly, 13 and 13. Not is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. As I said, it's about peace, okay? We can, behind these doors, y'all don't know what I do, how I do it, when I do it, where I do it. Y'all only see me thus far on this live besides the people that deal with me personally, you know? And I've had these issues myself where I was really trying to figure out why I wasn't getting the blessings that I was supposed to get. And it was because of the things that I was doing behind closed doors. There's nothing that you, me, we can do that the Father does not see. He's omnipotent, he's omniscient, he's omnipresent. That means anywhere, everywhere at the same time. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, you are watched. The sun and moon give a report to him. Everything has spirit that has life. That means the grass, that means the flowers, that means the ants. And they all give a report unto the Father. You will never be in secret, okay? There's no such thing as him not being able to see in darkness, the darkness that we place ourselves in, okay? So regardless of how fraud we're being or how much of a facade we put up for others, your Father sees that. And that is why most of us are in error. And this creates a lack of stability within the relationship. This creates a lack of growth. This also creates mental abuse and ultimately a lack of peace. Okay? So if you want peace, if you want all of those three things that I have given you, you must have works within your Father. And it says that we are to labor. Labor is work. It means you are to work within that. You are to come within that. You are to do your best, your zeal every day to get into his rest. Okay? Because once again, mankind will fail you. Okay? So with that being said, we're going to go to the book of Matthew 11, chapter 28 and 29. You know, that'll be in the Gospels. You know, it's, if you got a regular Bible, it'll be right after the book of Prophets. It's the first book of the Gospel. And I don't know if y'all know this, but Acts is really supposed to be the beginning of the New Testament. You know, the New Testament is when the Comforter had been sent and the people were able to act upon it. The books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were just, you know, witness accounts of him and what he had done. Okay? But this is what happens when you have your enemy in charge of your word, your scriptures, your people. Okay? So we're going to go to chapter 11, 28 and 29. It says, "Come unto me," this is your Messiah speaking, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you, and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest for unto your souls." Okay? Once again, man will fail you. Once you come into ultimate peace, bro, there's nothing that can really harm you, hinder you, or stop you from doing anything that you need to do. That's growing, that is strengthening your mental, and that is also gaining relationship stability. You know how to fix the problems. You know what to do and what not to do within your relationship. You dig? Okay. We're going to explain some curses real quick. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 29, the Old Testament, you know. I did the live the other night, and the brother told me that I didn't know it. It was unbeknownst to me, but the entire live was speaking to him. And I would figure most of that, I mean, that happens to most of y'all, you know, and that also is a reason most of y'all don't even talk, or a lot of the reason why a lot of y'all are talking now to me about things. I'm not judgmental. I cannot cast a stone. I can't shoot a bullet. I can't hang you, and I have my own sin present in my life, okay? If a man tell you that he does not sin, he is a liar, okay? So nobody can pass judgment on the next person unless you are perfect, and we're not perfect. We're working towards perfection. We're not in the new covenant. We're working towards getting into the new covenant, and the new covenant is when the new kingdom comes down and about. You dig? So we're going to keep reading real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and 29. It says, oh, that's 29. And I would recommend all of y'all read chapter 28. I already did the breakdown. But anyways, though, it says, the Lord shall smite thee, I started at 28, with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. And thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in the darkness. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore. And no man shall save thee. You dig? Now, with that being said, bro, that's him stripping his peace from you, okay? When you ask black folks, you know, what's up with you, bro? I can't call it. Making it, I'm trying to make it, going through another day, this and that and the third, you know what I'm saying? We give our reasoning. We produce the scriptures without even knowing it, you know? And we're in such error that we don't know why we don't have this peace, while we're groping in noonday like as if somebody is blind, like if we're deaf and we can't hear, we can't see, we can't do. We don't have an understanding. We can't figure anything out, you know? And that's because we keep relying on man. We keep relying even on ourselves. I made the status the other day. We as his children try to beat Yah at being Yah. And we can't. Yes, we are his children, but we are his children with the little g. He's the big G. You understand me? Okay, and like I said, to end this, before we get into talking, right? We're going to go into Deuteronomy 28, 58 through 65. And I'm going to break each one of these verses down for you. Okay? Now the Most High says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law that are written in this book, that thou mayest fear this glorious and powerful name, the Lord thy God, then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. Okay? So the Most High told you he was gonna curse you. Okay? These diseases that are coming, we're his people, okay? We're his perfect, beautiful, peculiar, special treasure, okay? We're not supposed to be disease-ridden. We're not supposed to be going through mental abuse. We're not supposed to not have relationship stability. We're not supposed to have a lack of growth, okay? But it's because we put so much trust in man that we do, okay? It's verse 60. He says, moreover, he will bring upon thee all these diseases of Egypt. And for a lot of y'all that believe in Kemetic Scientology, that they are the greatest people, they were the first people, they got all the knowledge, this, that, and the third. They wore condoms in Egypt. Okay, so that means they were not exempt from diseases. They were not exempt from plagues. You dig what I'm saying? Heart failure, what's that, cardiac arrest, high blood pressure, all of these things occurred over there with them as well. You dig what I'm saying? Okay. Also, every sickness, 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee, and thou will be destroyed. Okay, we got a new virus right now. It's called the coronavirus. We had Ebola. We have small plagues that do great things. Small sicknesses that do great things, and they only last for a little bit of time. Whether they're man-made or not, the knowledge of the tree of good and evil is the reason these things can be created and come about. That's technology as well. That would be anything hindering you from keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. That's what that's what the tree of knowledge of good and evil was. It was wicked people that could teach you these things. It was wicked people that could do these things. It was wicked people that knew of how to do these things, to teach you. You dig? Okay. 62, and ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because thou wouldest not obey the voice of the Lord thy Yah. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so will the Lord also rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to nothing. And ye shall be plucked off from the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord will scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth unto the other. And there thou shalt serve gods which thou nor thy fathers have known, even of wood and stone. All right, we have some brothers that are, how you doing, Shalom? We have some brothers that worship Mecca. All right, Mecca is literally a stone in Arabia. It's in their city, town, square, wherever this thing is at, but it's a stone, okay? Catholicism came into play in 320 AD when the Council of Nicaea, Emperor Constantine instituted Catholicism. Christianity is not the head of the tree. It is not the root. It is a branch from the tree. Catholicism is actually the head of the tree, which is Rome. Okay. Now, with that being said, when you get into the book of Revelations, and it says that the beast will come to worship and proclaim. Well, excuse me, the like a second beast will rise or something like that. I'm paraphrasing and I'm sorry. But a second beast will rise and it will come to proclaim the first beast. Okay. Christianity is the second beast and Rome would be the first beast. Okay. Now, these gods our fathers never knew. When it came down to these different cults and religions that are coming up out of nowhere now, you know what I'm saying, with the basis of other people's principles, though. You feel me? The Council of Nicaea created Catholicism, so therefore it could turn the children of Yah into Christians. We don't, if you read into Psalms 83, I believe it's 83, 4 through 6, it says that a crafty council has come together, Council of Nicaea, and a confederate against thee and thy treasured ones, for they could basically wipe out the name of Israel so that it would be no longer in remembrance. Okay, we don't call ourselves Israelites. We don't call ourselves the children of Yah. We don't call ourselves our natural names. Erykah Badu got a song. She said, if we are God, why won't you call us by our name? You did? And this is true. We don't even call ourselves by our names, okay? If I were to ask you all, what is your nationality? Most of you who have not come into the knowledge would tell me that you're an African-American. You're an Afro-American. You're black. You're a Negro. You're a nigger. You are a Christian, okay? These things don't exist. These are bywords. These are words that go, these are words that describe a mental condition. You dig? These are labels. An Israelite is a bloodline. It is the descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, Abraham, Yitzhak, and Jacob. Okay, and the reason I would say it like that is because we have a language. Okay, if you don't know who you are, you don't know your purpose. You don't know your mission. Okay, y'all keep telling me. Some even have even called me Jesus. Some of y'all have even called me God. Many of y'all call me your spiritual advisor. Okay, apparently that is my purpose. Me knowing who I am, I know what to do. Okay, not everybody has the same spiritual gifts. Moses didn't want to speak the word because he stuttered. Okay, so his brother Aaron was put in place of him. So we have a speaker and a teacher. You dig what I'm saying? We have an instructor and we have a speaker. All right. So with that being said, each one of us have different gifts. I got many calls yesterday. Well, okay, only a couple about dreams. You dig? And people ask me if I know how basically to interpret the dreams, or from the sense of the other brother, it was just basically telling me that he does understand them. So now my purpose is to hook these two together. He can help interpret her dream and yada, 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 yada. You dig what I'm saying? But we have to make sure that our calling and election is sure. You know, you can't just say, hey, all right, well, I understand the word. I'm finna be a preacher. I'm finna be a teacher. I'm finna be this, that, and the third. You know, because it's a wild horse and it will kick you off if you don't deserve to be on it. You dig? People they will humiliate you. You know, one thing I've learned is confessing my sins to the wrong people. And the reason being is because once I mess up, once something happens that I do wrong, well, this is why you do that, this is why you that way, and da 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 da. And now, instead of uplifting me, you're making me feel guilty. You dig what I'm saying? Instead of us being able to edify and build one another, we're now destroying each other. You feel me? Simply because, for one, you came at me with what I confided in you and trusted you with, you know, and two, you felt like because of my flaw, you were able to do so. You were able to cast that stone at me, you know. And the Most High said, if we didn't listen to the words that were in this book, you know, that one of the curses would be that he would scatter us among all the people. So when we get into the 12-tribe chart that I have not posted yet, but I will, when we get into the 12-tribe chart, a lot of us are resistant to it because they're in belief that only Negroes are the children of Yah. Okay, Negro only means dark. Negro is not a Hebrew word in the first place. Okay, it only describes something. Now, when we get into the word integration, integration means to mix with. Okay, our oppressor has mixed with us. He's raped us. If you've ever seen my sister is a banana. Her mom is my mom is my color. Her dad is our color. But every woman on the sister side of him, they are bananas. They yellow as hell. You dig what I'm saying? So would that not make her a Negro because she's not dark? Okay? When we get into melanin, Every culture, every race on this planet has melanin in them. It's just a matter of the lack of or the more of. Okay? Now, when we get into the 12 tribes chart, we're not saying that specifically those are our brothers, because when we go over there, we see the Caucasian of them and we also see the Negro of them. Okay? There are Negro people in Brazil. There are Negro people in Mexico. There are Negro people in Colombia. There are Negro people everywhere. Okay, even in China, go look at the dark people that are there. The Negroes of antiquity, the Greeks of antiquity, of old, they were black before they ever turned into the color that they are, and that is a result of integration. We know that our oppressor cannot produce black people. He cannot. There's no way he's ever have, period. But we, people of all shades, people of all color, can produce people of color and no color, but that does not mean that they are not of melanin. Okay, so with that being said, all skin folk are not all kinfolk. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Just because we look African, and only by complexion, we don't look African by phenotype. We don't look African in no way, shape, or form. As a matter of fact, they can tell us simply apart. Okay, if you stand a Haitian, a Jamaican, a Colombian, Nigerian, a man from Uganda, if you stand all five of these men together, they can all be determined on who is who and what is what, and they will all look different. Facial features, phenotype, body, nature, everything. You can tell these people apart. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, do not get caught up in the whole Negro thing, okay? Now, of wood and stone, right? Catholicism, like I was speaking, the Catholics pray on a rosary bead, okay, a rosary necklace, and many a times it's in wood. The crosses that I used to wear myself was a wooden cross. We even think that our Messiah was hung on a cross. Acts 5:30 defutes that. He was hung on a tree. Okay, what is the cross made out of? What was the Roman crucifixion made out of? Wood. Okay, so with that being said, yes, he did dangle on a tree, but it wasn't a literal cross. All right. So with that being, and that comes from Tammuz, the son of Nimrod and his mother. What happened with those two, right? Nimrod ended up dying in battle, and his wife, before he died, she decided to have sex and commit adultery on him while he was out at war. He died, though. So to cover it up, she said, the Lord has blessed me with a child, this, that, and the third, the sun god, basically. This is when sun worship came into play, because before then, the world was in moon worship. The moon controls the water, right? The earth was flooded. The sun is fire. It's hot. The earth will be destroyed in fire this time, okay? So with that being said, we must be very careful in the things that we partake. Our people are so lost, we are so hurt, we are so beaten, that we reject our spirituality and make it a religion. We reject our spirituality and make it a allegory, a metaphoric book. You dig? And then right after that, we go whore after other people's cultures. We have brothers and sisters that go to college and join fraternities, Kappa Phi Psi, Ya, Na, Ya, Ba, Ya, Wa, whatever that is and all of that good stuff. And they hold it down. And the only reason they hold it down is because of the stability that these people can provide for you within the world. Okay? Now, the last verse right here, verse 65, it says, "And among these nations shalt thou find no ease." That would be peace. Okay, once again, man will not give you peace. "Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest," peace. "But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. All thy life shall hang in doubt before thee. Thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none assurance of thy life. In the morning thou shalt say, well, God, with God it were even. And at the even thou shalt say, with God it were morning." Okay? Now basically, bro, saying like right now we so beat, we just really trying to get through the day because we don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring. You feel me? I look at my boss, and the way that this white man walks, bro, is so smooth. Like, he ain't worried about nothing. He got confidence. He look at you. What up, player? You feel me? He act like a black dude, though, you know? And I say the only reason that man walks that way is because of his financial confidence. Not as a man like us. Yeah, we alert, we this and that and the third. We moving, we quick, we fast with everything that we do. Because at any point in time, our peace could be snatched from us. You know? At any point in time, we could lose. It's like Lauryn Hill said, it seems as though we lose the game before we even start to play. You feel me? As I told a brother today, when it comes down to wealth, when it comes down to money and riches, bro, These people were in the trillions of dollars before we ever fathomed that that was a real number. We didn't come up with the $1 trillion name. We didn't come up with $1 billion. We didn't come up with $1 million. Neither did we come up with 1,000. Okay? So these people created these labels and even conquered these labels. As I told him, the Bermuda Triangle is not a place where people get lost. Things are never found. There's no GPS, this, and the third. When those conquistadors, those raiders, raided the lands of our island brothers, on their way back, their ships sunk within those locations. And they don't want you to go over there because you'll find the gold, you'll find the diamonds, you'll find the resources that really run the world. I'll show you this dollar, right? It says Federal Reserve Note, okay? This is not money. This does not exist as a debt cancellation. It says this note is a legal tender for all debts, public and private, all right? This note is the key word. Federal Reserve Note is the key word. Note, all right? A note is a promise. This is a promise to pay a debt. This is a promise to the public and private. Our brothers and sisters, our people are really out here killing each other for promises, okay? Gold, diamond, oil, natural resources are what translate it into this dollar. If you don't have, this is why we're in debt. If you don't have those resources, you can't make the money, quote unquote. You dig what I'm saying? And we're really out here losing our minds about it. We really think this is peaceful, okay? We all received our taxes, or excuse me, a few of us, many of us received taxes. And y'all, like the way y'all was going crazy on Facebook, bro, was like, that's what's going to give you peace. That's what's going to help you out. That's what's going to make things better. If that was the case, it's like I told y'all about my mom. If one cigarette gives you peace, if one cigarette releases stress or whatever the case may be, then why do you smoke the whole pack? If this actually does what it says that y'all do, then how come you constantly need it? How come you constantly suffer for it? Okay? It says on the back, in God we trust. We don't know a God. There's no such thing as God. All right? God would be gold, oil, or diamonds. G-O-D. The first letters of each word. Gold, oil, or diamonds. A resource. Okay? Our Father is not gold, oil, or diamonds. You're worshiping the wrong things. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right? In the last verse, 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt. In the Hebrew, we would have said Mitzrayim. Okay, Mitzrayim is where we were first into bondage, our first ever captivity. Okay, again with ships. We never went to Mitzrayim with ships. Okay, so this is telling us that we will go to bondage. Our next bondage would be, or excuse me, our worst bondage would be when we came here on ships. All right. Now we know that these folks during the transatlantic slave trade, they made different stops on each island. All right. And many of our brothers fought back and have gained, quote unquote, their freedom. Freedom is not peace as well. How can another man who has freedom give another man freedom? What made you God to be able to do so? Okay. We have to pay attention unto all of this. And I do not want you to hate them. I do not want you to fill your heart with hate. I want you to fill your heart with understanding. Okay. With understanding comes wisdom, but you need knowledge first. All right. The three coincide together. Knowledge. It's like if I were to show you my ID and I only showed you my name. You know who I am, but you don't understand it until you read the height, the date of birth, the weight, etc., etc. And upon knowing this person, okay, understanding this person, now you have to discern between wisdom and folly of them. Folly would be foolishness. All right. And it says, I spake unto thee, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again, meaning our homeland. And there you shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen. All right, we know that when we got here, fresh off the boat, and I'm finna explain, like I told you, we're going to talk. So I'm going to explain some things to y'all. Fresh off the boat, for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. He just said we will be sold. So in order to be sold, somebody had to buy you. So what would this no man shall buy you part would be? This would be reparations. We will never receive our reparations from these people. Everybody who has been a victim of every nation that has been a victim of of slavery or involuntary servitude has been paid a reparations. The Holocaust people, the people from Pearl Harbor, the Vietnamese, everybody has been paid back but us. Okay? If we even so have the balls to believe that we are African Americans, how come our African brothers, if they are our brothers, have not requested that their family be back? Why did we, only 1.9 million Jews, get exiled out of our land if that was where we were supposed to be, and we are those people? Okay, these are the things that you have to think about before you just kick the Bible out of the door. You understand what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're going to close the scriptures, right? Now, as I told y'all, after this live, I want y'all to pay attention because I'm going to post a video, all right? And I just want you to listen, bro. I want you to listen, dog. When it comes down to relationship stability, many of us now and today are not looking for love. We are looking for stability. We're looking for someone that can hold us up in this dire, needful time, okay? And this is why you must prove a friend before you make them your friend, and be not hasty to credit them. So that means that it takes time to see people for who they truly are. Things have to happen. Bad things have to happen before you can tell somebody that you love them. Because if you tell them that you love them while things are going good, as soon as something bad happens, they gone. Okay? So we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very focused. We have to pay attention to everything that is happening around us. Okay? You have to get to know people. There are things that are going on in people's lives that you may think you can conquer. There are things that are going on in people's lives that they are afraid to even tell someone, okay? And because of that, to keep you, because they may think they love you or whatever the case may be, they'll withhold information. And when the information comes out in the end, it will cause ripples, all right? Now, to talk about the brother, right? He keep asking me about his baby mama at work. Every day he want to talk about his baby mama. Bro, she keep doing all this crazy stuff, this and that, the third, yeah. In jail, we got something called amnesty. Amnesty night is when the police come in. They say, all right, look, we ain't going to take nobody to jail. We actually finna leave. We're going to cut the cameras off, and you can trust this, okay? We finna leave. We're going to cut the cameras off, and we want y'all to throw all your pokers, your shanks, your radio, whatever you ain't supposed to have. Throw it, slide it out your room into the day room, and everything gonna be good. Okay, but I want y'all to know after that, we finna search the whole dorm. Okay, so we're giving you the chance to get your bullshit out, to throw your cards on the table. Many of you have problems within your relationships, and that is what needs to happen. Amnesty. Okay, because we can't keep playing with each other. Fellas, we cannot keep playing with these women, all right? These are very emotional creatures, all right? And the reason I call her a creature is because she comes from the flesh of Adam. She didn't come from she didn't come out the same way that Adam was created. Adam is Elohim. He is of God, all right? Now, with that being said, it's like I've stated before, okay? Now in today's time frame, the black man especially, the only power that he has is his words, okay? Everybody's peace matters. Everybody's, not just one person's, not just the other person's, but both. The moment you two become one, the both of you matter, all right? And as I said, peace and happiness is not an alternative. It's not an option. It's the ultimatum. It's the only thing that shall transpire. And if it doesn't, you must do what Matthew 5:29 and 30. If your right hand offends thee, cut it off. If your eye offends thee, cut it off. He's not telling you literally your eye, but these are important things. And he got deeper with it, okay? Your hand, you need it. Imagine just a thumb being cut off, okay? Your eye, you can't see. You like this one, you're missing everything over here. So in order to keep yourself sane, in order to keep yourself together, okay, you need to do away with the things that are causing harm to your peace and your happiness. You cannot grow within that. Your relationship stability will fall apart, okay? And that is a form of mental abuse, all right? Because, fellas, with these women that we date, these women that we deal with, bro, when we hurt them, there is no hell like the scorn of a woman. All right, scripture said it is better that you live your ass in a corner of the housetop than in the house with a quarrelsome woman. All right, meaning they can go. They are creatures. You heard me? Shalom, shalom. Meaning they are creatures, bro. They are Eve. Eve is the one who was deceived. Eve is the one whom the devil decided to go for. He didn't go to Adam. He knew he would not be able to conquer Adam, but he conquered her. All right? And you must pay attention, bro. You are God. She must treat you that way. All right? What you say goes. Period. All right? Now, a lot of us have children out of wedlock. A lot of us have children outside of our common relationships now today. And these baby mothers, these baby fathers are causing a lot of rifts. You know, a dude told me today he was actually one of those toxic dudes that didn't want his baby mama to move on, you know, and he asked me not to get upset with the things that I have going on, you know, this, that, and the third. And he was just like, man, I had to grow up, you know. In all actuality, I had to grow up. I had to let that woman move on. So it's like I told that brother, if you don't want to be with her, you have to leave her alone. If you don't want to be with her, you have to stop having sex with her. That's the number one thing. Stop having sex with her. Okay? If y'all are separated, if y'all are not doing this and doing that, sex has to cut out. All right? Sex causes emotions that words cannot fix. Okay? Women go way beyond the words. They think they fabricate emotions that we just don't have as men. You feel me? But the only reason they think we do is because you're still giving her satisfaction. Okay? And I am a man of that myself. I have done this. I've dealt with some crazy, crazy women. And at first it was attractive, I'll be honest, you know, because it's like, damn, you would do all of this because you love a nigga, you know what I'm saying? You going through all these links, this, that, and the third. It's not cute. It's not fun, you know, especially when things start to get very toxic. You know, emotionally, physically, and spiritually toxic, bro. Okay? Now, you really want out, but you really dealing with a whole crackhead. Okay? You're dealing with literally a crackhead. She'll do anything for it. She'll do anything to keep it, to make sure you never surpass her. And the only thing in most cases that will make this woman or man stop, or even start at that, is finding somebody better than them. Okay? Now, once you do so, this is where your trials and tribulations come in play. This is where your trust in the Most High has to come in place. Because the only thing that we can and shall and should fear is Yah. Okay? Nothing that you believe that they can do, nothing that you believe they will do, nothing in general, period. Okay? It's a form of mental abuse, but you're the one causing the mental abuse on this subject. All right? And you must stop. We must stop. This is male and female. The video that I'm finna play, that I'm gonna post for y'all, bro, is absolutely crazy, dog. The woman will not give him his kids on the weekend, or excuse me, this weekend when he was requesting, because he hasn't, she took him off of child support and he won't put money in her hand for them, okay? But he's asking her literally, let me get them so I can go spend the money you want me to put in your hand. You dig what I'm saying? No. Now, I know their relationship, okay? And they've been married, okay? Her thing was, they are married. Her thing is, I'll take you off of child support if you show me this, that, and the third, okay? When y'all are separated, it's no longer about the two of you, okay? You don't need him. She doesn't need you. The children need you. And when that is involved in the case, it's a separation of the two. All right? The children don't need you two together. They need you separately. But you two must have, you have to work together. Okay? Now, when you have a person whom is still in love with you, a person who has been mentally abused by the circumstances, he or she may even have caused the mental abuse on themselves. Okay? And this prevents peace. This prevents a lack of stability and relational growth. You dig what I'm saying? With your next partner, all right? And and it's the person who is the head of the whole ordeal. It is their duty. It's like I tell any woman that I am involved with, this is your boat, okay? We can go wherever you want to go, how fast you want to go, but this is my water. This is my pond, sea, pool, river, whatever you want to call it. And the worst thing you can do is go against my current. If you go against my current, I will destroy your boat and kick you out of my waters. You understand me? And that is the way we men must operate. As I said, the only power that we have is word, okay? And like I told you, you must prove a friend first. You must prove, ladies, this man, male, this female, okay? You must prove them. There should be nothing you tell your spouse out of spite, out of maliciousness, out of hate. Okay, anything you tell them would be to protect them as well as you, protecting you and her's peace. You dig what I'm saying? You and her happiness, her and him, or however it goes. Okay, if that man tell you to cut that nigga off, cut him off. Period. Okay, and when you cut him off, you two now have the knowledge that, okay, whatever that comes with, we will deal with. Okay, there is no I need him, I need her, we need each other. No, y'all don't. The kids need you. Okay, and if both of you can't be parents and adults outside of a relationship, then extra measures have to come in place. They have to, or they will destroy the two of you. You feel what I'm saying? Ladies, our foremother, our grandmother, our great grandmother Sarah, she called Abraham Lord. Lord means master. Okay? We don't have the same power as our father Abraham did. We don't even have the same stability. Not everybody that comes in your life is meant to have sex with you. Some people are meant to be friends. Some people are meant to help each other. You dig what I'm saying? Now, with that being said, we have to be very careful of our own emotions. Some of us are desperate for love. Some of us are desperate to be in love, to be held, to be... Fellas, every woman wants to be needed and appreciated. It's her duty to serve. You dig? That's what she was created for, to serve. And our women want to. They want to do these things for you, okay? But with a lack of honesty, you will destroy this woman, okay? You will absolutely destroy this woman, all right? And that tell me what the hell a hot girl summer is. In my opinion, a hot girl summer is a woman who is just finna go buck wild. You feel me? Our women are not meant to be this way. It's all a rebellion. It's a rebellion towards the man that she truly loved. You feel me? Now, we have an ultimate father, which I told you, he sees everything. There's nothing that you can do in secret that he does not see, okay? Some of y'all see the posts that be made on Facebook, this, that, and the third, and instead of posting it blatantly on your wall, as it's called, you put it in your story, okay? That's trying to hide it, okay? And then some of y'all even have the audacity to speak on, let's just say, it's like this, fellas. The same women that were telling us to pull our pants up, stop sagging, this, that, and the third, are the same women that have their breast out, who shake their ass, who on the internet with it. You dig? So it's how do I take advice from a woman who is not commendable? It's not praiseworthy, you know? Why are you making me even feel some type of way about something that I'm doing and you have? It's like, why would you try to take the speck out of my eye and you got a big boulder in yours, right? Now, when we get into the scriptures, right, it says that he who has faith as small as a mustard seed can tell this mountain, be unto you moved into the sea, and it will be done, all right? Now, who in the hell finna pick up a mountain? Who in the hell has ever thrown a mountain into the water, all right? Now, to break that down, destroy a woman and she'll end up taking it to the next relationship. Absolutely. Both people will. Destroy a man and he will take it. This is where soul ties and spiritual demons come in place, okay? This is why sex is truly so important, okay? Psychologically, you will destroy each other, and sexually, you will destroy each other as well. Semen and a woman's menstrual, as well as her juices, are very powerful. These are very powerful entities within the self, okay? Now, the faith as small as a mustard seed, it's not a literal mountain, okay? It's whatever problems, it's whatever boulders, hurdles, whatever you believe is huge and unstoppable in your life, okay? A mustard seed is small. It's very, very small, okay? But if you had the faith that you could control it, that you could, what am I trying to say? That you could, I think control is the best one, you know, that you could handle it. It will be removed out of your life. You know, first, we go to the Father with every problem and prayer that we have, okay? And you leave it at his feet. The problem with our brother Job was the fact that he would go every morning and pray the same prayer. It's like this. If you tell God, I believe you can do everything, you will do anything, and that's that. But you keep praying to him about the same thing, right? what is going to happen is he's going to feel like you're canceling that prayer out. And what I mean by that is you giving it to me, but you keep taking it back with your fears. You dig? Fear is the power of the devil. Faith would be the power of Yah, right? If Adam would have never been afraid of what he had done, the Bible probably would have ended at chapter 2 if he would have asked for forgiveness. Sex don't become pure until marriage come in place. Well, as the scripture states, if a man entice a maid and lie with her, he must endow her to be his woman. So they both consummate each other. You feel me? And you know, I understand exactly what you're saying. You know, I agree with you as well, because once it's consummated, then the two of you have ultimate power together. You feel me? So one can't happen without the other, and once both of them happen, you two should be unstoppable. Your demons should be shut down. Psalms 91, he who abides in me abides in the shadow of the Almighty. Okay? That is his protection. That's his hedge. That's him. You dig what I'm saying? So now, while you both are in it with him, where two or more gathered, okay, just two, the two of you, where two or more gathered in my name, there I am in the midst. There is nothing that can stop you. For greater is he who is in me than he who is of this world. And we know that the devil is the father of this world. We know that the devil has children. We know that the devil operates through his children, just like our Father operates through us. You feel what I'm saying? So with that being stated, there is nothing that you should fear. Okay, there is nothing that should be going on. You have to see it before you see it. Faith without works is dead. Faith is actually seeing to believe. It's not believing to see. And that's what and I thank you for that. That's where we mess up. You feel me? We're waiting for the fruit of it to show first and then say, okay, yeah, that's right, this and the third. It's like I told a brother today, why would you not, the common slogan is, you a joke nigga if you a broke nigga. You dig what I'm saying? And don't nobody want to listen to a broke nigga, you know, because they don't want to be the joke of that broke. Well, in my opinion, why would you not listen to the man who has failed, who has knowledge to pass down for you to not fail? Right? Y'all believe in drug dealers. Y'all believe in rappers, this and that and the third, people that had to come from the bottom. Okay? You have rappers that are saying, I don't mess with nobody broke, this and that and the third. And then in the same sentence saying, didn't nobody mess with me when I was broke. It's a contradiction. Y'all say the Bible contradicts itself, and it doesn't. But people, mankind does. And we put so much trust into them. You feel me? This is our ultimate failure, you know, because it seems as though we'll never overcome the self because we trust so much in it. The light has to separate from the darkness, okay? The light has to separate from the darkness of your past. The darkness has to separate from the people, okay, as well as yourself. We have to completely do away with the darkness. Okay, now when you bring these prayers before the Most High, like I said, and you keep taking them back, he like, bro, all right, God, what you want me to do, man? Look, you know what? You got it. You dig what I'm saying? And that's exactly how it goes. You want to deal with it? That's on you. All of that's on you. Period. You dig? And that's what's going on. We keep taking our prayers back. Okay, once you pray for something, you thank him for it. Pray without ceasing, giving thanks in every circumstance. Okay, once you pray for it, it is done. Thank him for it. Wait for it to happen and continue to thank him for it. If that's what your next prayer or your prayers are going to be, thank him, thank him, thank him, thank him. No matter what you see in your life, you thank your Father and you continue to pray for that. You feel me? I mean, you continue to pray with that, and that will be the thanks. Okay. He says in the book of Psalms to come to his gates with with praise and thanksgiving. No matter what's going on, no matter what you can see in your physical face, spirituality still is more powerful. Okay. But the thing about it is we're so impatient. We have instant messenger, Instagram, instant meal, instant grits, instant mail, instant transaction, instant. So we don't have patience because mankind has taught us instant. Okay. Mankind will fail you every single time. Okay? So you can't put so much of your trust, love, and growth, stability, and mental health in man. You will lose. Okay? We will all continue to lose the more we keep putting trust in man. Okay? I am only a shadow. I will leave one day. Same thing with the other brothers and sisters. These problems, they will leave one day. That is only a shadow. And once you come out of the shadow, you will be into the light. You understand me? We got to tighten up because we're causing a mental abuse on ourselves and others. Okay? We truly are. We really are. If you have problems with your baby dad and your baby mama and y'all want to be together, put all y'all's cards on the table. I'm not going to judge you for them. I'm not going to hate you for them. It's like taking God off the shelf and putting them back up and taking them back off when you need them, when we need God daily. God said, trust no man. Absolutely. And we do so every day. There's a man on this dollar that we keep killing our people for. You know, the streets talk. People are actually getting contract hits, you know. Like that dude said in that little video, whoever he was, he spoke some facts. If I got $500 and I find me a young buck that's out there in the streets, you know, and a lot of young bucks ain't got no daddy, you dig? And I find me a young buck, shoot, I'm shooting that fire. He gonna go get the drugs he think he into, you know, and finna come up this and that, the third. But he also gonna complete the mission because he see what type of dude I am, you know. And this is how we're flawed and failing. We're flawed and failing because we keep trusting in man. You dig what I'm saying? We have to tighten up. Psychologically, we got to tighten up. Everybody needs to view things psychologically, whether you overthink or not. You dig? The worst thing you can allow me to do as a personal person is give me too much time to myself to fabricate these things. Okay? And I say that because if it don't make sense, I'm going to make it make sense. Okay? So you have to make it make sense. And I'm a very psychological person, okay? Like I said, I pay attention to psychology is behavior, mental behavior. And this is where unconditional love comes in play. Unconditional love is I understand psychologically why you did the things that you did. Whether it been something that has happened in your past, something that I have actually done, or whatever the case may be, I understand why you did it. Now, I have now, excuse me, I now have the choice. The ball is in my court to forgive and forget, to forgive and not forget, to forget and not forgive, or to do neither, you know. And when the ball is in your court, fellas, do not take advantage of that, okay? Do not take advantage of our women. Stop taking advantage of our women. She is the weaker vessel, okay? If she has moved on, let her go. If you have moved on, let her go. All right? You two should be able to sit down like adults. Young bucks feel they don't have anything to lose because they feel like they lost everything anyways when they don't have the love they need. Absolutely. You have to let it go. Okay? We all have to let the bull go. At some point in time, you're going to have to get fed up. You know? And the adult thing to do is love someone enough to let go. You have to. Okay? Especially if you claim to have love and are in love with someone else. You have to let go. It's the only way it'll work. You know, once that person truly sees that the comfortability, Shalom family, once that person truly sees that the comfortability that they had in you, the trust, the loyalty that they had in you, that you two had built is gone, there's no point in to continue trying. And they themselves will move on as well. I'm not a therapist. I've never been to school for psychology. I read the Bible. You see the examples all throughout it, as well as your own personal experiences. Okay? Expectation is the root cause of disappointment. Absolutely. I dig that. You know, especially when a person has given you the expectations. You know, when y'all have talked, when y'all have done these, when y'all have had these conversations, and you would have thought, you know, we came to an understanding, and then it happens again. You feel me? So when that person gives you the expectation, it's like you really just punched the shit out of your damn self. You know, the saying goes, shame on you the first time, but shame on me the second time. And the third time, you're a damn dummy. You're a fool. You know? But love will make us, the Bible actually says to forgive a person 7 times if they're worth the forgiveness, if they will take the reproof. Okay? And 7 times is not the limit. It's just an expression of many. You dig what I'm saying? You don't know everything. I don't know everything. We're not perfect. Okay? So we have no right to judge someone else above or lower than us. We don't. We've all fallen. A righteous man will fall 7 times. Okay? But in order to fall 7, you have to have gotten up 6. As I told y'all about the brother, right? His wife watched my live, and right after the live, she wrote me, you know, and I felt like I disrespected him because I responded back. Nothing maliciously, nothing infidelity-wise, you know. But I had just stated in the live myself, you know, I would feel some type of way if my woman went to someone else for knowledge, for advice, this, that, and the third, you know, because I'm supposed to be that mediator within our relationship, you know. And I had to apologize to him because most of what she had even requested or stated, even though she did it so subliminally, was about him, you know. So I called him and I apologized to him, sent him the screenshots, you know. And it's also a thing that I'll never do again, you know, because let's just say they got into an argument. Well, that same dude you be listening to, you be following, yada, 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 yada. He the one who told me this. Damn, what? And dude look at me like a brother, you know. Dude look at me like a spiritual advisor, you know what I'm saying? So I had to nip that in the bud. I had to fix that. Ladies, you cannot do that, okay? For one, have respect for me and my relationship and my woman, all right? So what I'm saying is, I know who's attracted to me. I know who is flirting with me. I know who is who and what is what, you know? And in respect of that relationship, this is as far as you and I should even be talking on live, where it's very, very open, you know, because once it gets into the personals, it get too deep, it get too ratchet, it get too wretched, you know what I'm saying? And if this is why women, you are supposed to be guiding our women. Our older women are supposed to be guiding the younger. You all need to be teaching these women not to do this, not to say that, what to wear, what not to wear, and how to conduct yourselves as a woman. The only reason a woman would be objective to that is because she herself doesn't want to seem like a hypocrite because of the things that she is doing. Okay? The one thing I can see constantly happen within our nation of people is our women do not stand up for our men. Yeah, they'll go at it with the white man, this, that, and the third, but when it comes of our own kind, she will not stand up. Okay? And then you start to see and you start to witness feminism. Okay? Feminism is a stand with women and only women. You feel me? And I see this constantly within the Hebrew nation, the Hebrew culture. And I can't judge anyone for it because we're all human. We're all coming into a new knowledge. We're all coming into whom we are, the faith of whom we are. Okay? But with that being said, you have to do what I just told you. Okay? Or you will cause turmoil. Men are very easily influenced sexually. Like I told y'all, we have 2 heads. Okay? And you either want him to think with the good one or the bad one. All right? And it's not up to you to say which one is the good one or the bad one. Just because he gets some good wood, you might got a dummy. Somebody said the other day, when I told them the whole people are attracted to me thing, right? She was like, yeah, of course. Knowledge is power, and don't no woman want dumb cute nigga. You dig what I'm saying? And that's a fact. That's a fact, fellas. Your money don't make you powerful, okay? Because you could lose it. You know, knowledge is eternal. You can continuously find knowledge and gain knowledge, and without knowledge, you'll lose that money. You'll plunder it. You'll suffer. You'll sacrifice yourself for it, and your family, and your friends, and your people. Every relationship that you have and can obtain. You dig what I'm saying? So we gotta tighten up. You need to think. You need to gain up here first. Our Hamashiach studied for 30 years before he only preached for 3. You dig? So at some point in time, family, how you doing? Shalom. At some point in time, family, you're going to have to put the cash down. You're going to have to put the gun down. You're going to have to stop and think. You dig? There's nothing wrong with it. You know, and this is not throwing shade on anybody, but most of y'all can't even read. You feel me? Most of y'all can't even read, bro. So literally, you can thumb through a check all day, but you can't even read, bro. The only reason you know math is because you out there in the streets doing what you do. People done dropped out at 7th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, 9th grade. School is irrelevant, but at the same time, it's still teaching you basic economics. It's teaching you basic life skills at that. You feel me? No woman wants a dummy. But if money is powerful as well, that's the only reason she's with you. And you have to see that. that's a part of why you don't have relationship growth or stability, and it's causing mental abuse. You feel me? Now, the reason I pinned my my YouTube channel is because I am about to hide every live that I have ever done on my Facebook. And the reason I'm about to do so is because I've never asked y'all for a payment. I don't want y'all to pay me. But if I can be compensated in some way, the best way right now is through social media subscriptions. So these lives will only be posted on my YouTube channel. The link that is posted is my YouTube channel. So if you do miss the live, if you do come in halfway and you want the rest, please do me a favor, like I'm doing you a favor by giving you this power, this knowledge, and subscribe to my channel, and then watch the videos from there. Share the videos from there. You know, I would gain off of the views, I would gain off of the subscribers. Okay? As I said, I don't do this for payment, but if a man shall not work, he shall not eat. It takes work to find these scriptures. It takes work to put together the proper words, terminology, understanding, knowledge, and wisdom for you all. You dig what I'm saying? We created a group, you know, and if you all would love to know, because I'm going to stop posting on my main page and I'm only going to post into the group, because the group is those who are in want of the knowledge, okay? So if you don't want the knowledge, if you want the knowledge, you have to show that. Not only me, but you're showing your father as well, okay? And as I said, within this group, we're not debating on anything. You know, there are some debates that are good for edification, but everybody ain't got that self-control where they can't involve their emotions and it's only logic. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, we ain't in there arguing. We're not in there tearing each other down. None of that, you know. Everybody is allowed to post. Anybody can say what they have to say. But out of respect of everyone, if there's something you don't believe, something you feel like is out of line or it's out of context, privately write each other. You know, y'all two come to that agreement if y'all can, or whatever the case may be, and then be adults and come on the post. Okay, listen, y'all, I was wrong. I said this, I said that. Because what you have to understand is that there are babes in this truth and there are adults in this truth. There are people that have been in this truth for up amount of years, and there are people that have just come into it. So they're not on your same spiritual education level, okay? And we have to be careful with the knowledge that we put out without an explanation behind it. That's why when I post the scriptures in my caption or even in the comments, I try to give a definition of what has been posted. You dig what I'm saying? So, as I said, the link is in the video. I will not post this video on my page, and I'm about to go. So y'all better hurry up and screen record or whatever you got to do if you just ain't finna go to YouTube. You dig what I'm saying? I'm about to take those videos down. All right? Shalom, family. I love you, and may y'all be blessed.